Sometimes the weight of expectations tries to box us into places we weren't meant to fit, and we have to fight back. We have to break that box. We have to get messy, and that's what this is.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Theresa, and over here is my friend Irene. As you know, we are the messy middle. We are living our lives. We are tired, but not broken. Irene, talk to me. How was your week?
Oh, my week. My week was stressful. And I have to say this week, it was stressful to the point where I dove into my daughter's crumble cookies.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I don't do that. And especially now, like, we talked about last week that I got the Invisaligns. It's like the Ozempic for healthy people. I took those mothers off and I said, something. And of course she comes home and she's like, oh, where are my cookies? I said, I ate them. She goes, but why? I said, because I wanted to. And so, yeah, that was the kind of week that I had. I don't know. I guess it's that time of year. There's these deadlines. Everyone is stressed out. And I just feel like telling everybody, chill the fuck out. Like, it'll be fine. Everything will get done. Just don't stress me. Like, you can stress yourselves. How about you?
This week was wild.
Mm-hmm.
I am juggling, obviously, 2 jobs, dealing with the craziness of life, daughter in college, son in high school,
Mm-hmm.
my husband, trying to figure out with what he's doing, end of the year stuff, the heaviness of like making sure that we get all the Christmas shopping done, um, still paying our bills and surviving. But
Yep.
to tell you the truth, like I've learned this week that I am an emotional eater, right? Like
Oh,
I stress eat and I eat stuff that is not that I love. Like I do love sugar. I know that's my weakness.
right.
I realize that like when I am really overwhelmed, I am grabbing the crap, the junk, and then afterwards, like I am in so much pain. I've made
Oh,
my feel terrible. And it's crazy because it's like, this is why, like, today I wanted to talk about like food freedom and what it actually looks like after 40. Like, when your hormones, your metabolism, your schedule, even your patience, like everything changes. So it's crazy. And I think today we should really dive into it because hopefully I'm not the only one out there that is like having these feelings. But let's talk about
So,
this.
so yeah, let's dive into it, right? And the topic today is nutrition without shame or starvation, right? We're not going to talk about diet culture here because that's not what life after 40 is. We're not going to talk about getting up at 4 a.m. to weigh yourself because your stomach is empty now and you feel like you'll be your skinniest. And we're not going to talk about those green yo-yo juices that just don't make you feel good, right? We're not going to do spreadsheets. We're just going to talk about real nourishment that feels like you can take care of yourself and it's not controlling you.
Oh my,
So,
so
yeah,
true.
raise your hand or just let us know in the comments if who here has ever said to themselves Sunday night, that's it, tomorrow, Monday, I'm starting a diet. I've done it. I have 2 hands up. I know that. And by like Wednesday or Thursday, I'm done because it was either too hard or I wasn't feeling good or I didn't have the right food. I didn't go food shopping. I don't need to add something else to my plate.
So true. I mean, I think we should raise both hands if you blame yourself instead of the dumb diet. So if I could pick up my little piggies on my toes, I would be like raising them too, because it's so true. Like, and it's such an unhealthy relationship, right?
100%. And, this diet culture has been around like the 80s and the 90s. I know that's when we grew up, this yo-yo dieting, the fad diets. And honestly, I'm tired. I don't know about you, but are you tired of this like diet culture kind of thing happening?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were
Yeah.
taught that your worth equals shrinking. You know, it's like now we're learning that worth is like equal to living, right? Diet culture is not the problem, it's you. I am my own problem. And I think like this week alone, like I was like whipping out all the clothes for the holiday party, but at the same time, eating my nerds gummies, my red dye nerds gummies that I know are so bad for you, and I'm popping them in my mouth like it's like my last meal.
But I think what you said before, I don't think it's you, right? It's the stress. That's the problem. Stress is the problem, and our hormones and our lack of sleep. So when we don't sleep, we're stressed. Our cortisol levels go up. And then we start on that cycle. We're tired. So we have the sugar and that brings us up. And then we come crashing down. And the 57 responsibilities that we have going on every single morning. So what are we going to do about it, right? What does our body need? That's what we really need to dive into today.
Yeah, so true. So true. It's like funny because like when your 40s hit, like suddenly like that bread isn't the problem. The
No.
stress is, right? Like we are in such a culture where like everything is so stressful, especially during the holidays, which just heightens everything.
So I know that Thanksgiving was a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about your cousin, remember, and how she was trying to shove. No, it was with the pictures. She
Yeah.
was taking the pictures. So my cousin, she got mad at me that I didn't eat enough during the appetizer time,
Mhm.
right? She has us all come over early, which is great. The kids get a chance to hang out. The adults were sitting, the women sit in the kitchen, the men sit in the living room, typical separation. And there's like a spread of food. And because I'm trying to be really good about not eating for 5 hours, right? And having that glucose just constantly spike. I didn't eat anything from the appetizers. And I had a small piece of something that her sister had made towards the end, which was right before dinner. So I figured, all right, if I eat this, I'll go right into dinner and I'll feel good. And she
Hmm.
got so mad at me. Like, why are people getting mad at us when we don't want to indulge in that overeating? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I also think it's because like, you're Greek, right? I'm Italian.
You're Italian.
Food is our culture, but it's also our connectivity.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be the core reason to socialize, and I think
Hmm.
that's what tends to happen. But I wanna unpack more about, like, the hormones, the lack of sleep, all of these things, and you're so good with unpacking it, so, like, talk to me more about these things.
Okay. So when we wake up and we're tired, we reach for the coffee, right? That's the first thing we
Mhm.
take. And coffee spikes your cortisol level. And cortisol is your let's go, let's get out of the house hormone. So now your cortisol is spiked. You're stressed out because you woke up late, because you were tired, and then you didn't eat a good breakfast. So the first thing you grab is probably a bagel, a Danish, something that and you're like, oh my God, I need the sugar rush. I need the sugar rush. So you have the sugar. So your glucose levels now spike. And then when they come down, come crashing down, and now you're tired again, right? Because now you're on that end of it, like now I'm tired. And then the cycle starts again because now it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're tired, right? Because we had stress, leading us up to work time. And so what do you reach for at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? The cookie, the candy bar, that latte, right? That sugar cookie latte with the whipped cream and all that stuff. That's another sugar rush. And
Mm.
then by the time you get home at 7 o'clock, here you go. Now you're crashing again. But guess what? Our night's not over. What happens at 7 o'clock? We have to cook dinner, make sure everybody's where they need to be. You're dropping off Nicholas to baseball. I'm picking up from basketball, and then the cycle continues. And we get into bed exhausted. And guess what? The next morning, the cycle continues. So what I feel we need to do is we need to slow down and get ourselves into a really good routine at night. Because the only way you'll be successful in the morning is if you set yourself up for success at night.
Ooh, talk to me
So
a little bit
when do
about
you stop
that.
eating?
I don't really have a time that when I stop eating, but
Okay,
I do think that, my husband actually does the 7 o'clock cutoff. He
that's great.
doesn't anything after 7 o'clock. He has water,
Hmm.
but he does stop everything at 7 o'clock. He actually does a little bit of what you do with
The intermittent fasting.
yes.
Okay.
And he's a big, big fan of that.
I have found I love it. It works for me and for my lifestyle. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't agree with it or say, oh my God, I have to eat first thing in the morning. And are you eating because are you hungry? Are you eating because you're stressed? Like you really have to stop and think about what we're eating and why we're eating. And, I try not to buy the cookies in the house. I try not to bring the junk food in. And I found that when I eat more protein, it actually helps to keep me fuller longer.
Oh.
So we really need to take a look at, the types of foods that we're eating. Because you could eat 100 calories worth of, I don't know, crackers and 100 calories worth of protein, and the protein will keep you fuller longer, and you won't have that energy crash at the end of the day.
Yeah, so it's like we have to break up with the diet culture, right? I mean,
100%. You hit the nose on the head. Yep.
I had to like unlearn the rule that carbs were the enemy.
Hmm.
Carbs are not the enemy. I think shame is.
Yeah, we shame ourselves. And what about the scale? Like I used to weigh myself religiously every couple of days. And if the scale went up a couple of points, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? I have to starve myself. And half the time it's lying anyway, because well, you and I are both postmenopausal, but we had weight gain, water retention, your period, you ate a little bit of extra salt, you had extra sugar, you're swollen. And honestly, it's not about the scale. Like to me, it's about looking at food and thinking about, okay, what food is good for me? What's going to nourish me? What food is going to give me energy? And something once in a while, we have to give ourselves permission to eat and enjoy food. We
Right.
can't shame ourselves and say, I can't have this, I can't have that. So, something right now, my daughters are upstairs and they're baking a cake. So,
Mm.
when we're done here, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to enjoy a small slice of cake. Am I going to eat the whole thing? Absolutely not. Do I want to stick my finger into the batter and lick it? Absolutely. But I'm not. I'm going to control myself, right? And I'm going to have a sliver of the cake and enjoy that time with my girls.
I mean, that's a good comment that you just said, like control yourself.
Right.
So I think with me, my mind's like kind of plays tricks on me. It's like,
Mhm.
you have to have it. No, you shouldn't have it. You have to have it. No, you shouldn't have it. So I go back and forth in my mind, and then I'm like, beep it. I'm just going to have it. But then I don't stop.
Mm.
So it's like the diet culture disconnects me from my body. Like my mind kind of overrules it.
Mm.
And then it goes into, my God, 10 years ago, I could have ate all of that and would have not even gained an ounce. I would have been in the gym at spin. You forget, like, there is life after all of this craziness that we have in our heads. And like food freedom brings you back home. So it's like, it's crazy, like how much like I have to talk myself into it. And then I have to go into that, well, no matter what, it's just, I'm never going to adjust my size, and I just go back and forth and back and forth, where I think you have a healthier version of the nutrition and everything.
Right. I try to load myself up with like good, nutritious food. And then I say to myself, okay, I make a conscious decision and I'm like, Irene, what day are you going to indulge if you're going to indulge? Most of the times I don't. But if I am like today, like I said, the girls are baking cakes and I want to be part of that time. I want to be there when they cut into the cake and they're laughing with the frosting. And to me, spending that time with them means more than the actual cake itself. So, and I'm not going to panic when we have but again, it's about control and, changing that mindset to caring about your body.
I love that.
It's yeah, and you made such a good point before about that fight in your brain. Do I eat
Mm.
it? Do I not eat it? Do I want it? Do I not want it? If I eat it, I'm going to end up eating the whole bag. And how do we stop ourselves? And saying to yourself, I love my body. I care about my body. And if I eat this whole bag, I am literally putting poison in my body. And that's maybe the shift that needs to happen, right? We could still have that food, but maybe not the entire bag of M&Ms like you and I have done in the past.
Maybe what,
I
2 hours
admit it.
ago? I think it was 2 hours ago. I love that. So it's like, I think this week I'm gonna, because I mean, you do motivate me each week.
Mhm.
And I feel like this week I'm going to focus on eating foods that support my mood and my energy.
Ah,
And I really think that like I'm not going to have this constant battle. I'm going to give myself gentle nutrition
ah,
where I'm adding nourishment, but I'm not restricting myself. And
right.
then to get from there.
And if there's one piece of advice I can give you and all the moms out there, plan out your meals.
I
It's not
know.
enough to
I'm
say,
so
okay,
good at
I'm going to be
that.
healthy. I'm going to do that. You have to have an idea. Even if you don't write it down, I like to write things down. Just write down, okay, on Monday, I'm going to have chicken with a sweet potato or an avocado or broccoli, right? We want to like make good, smart choices because when you have a plan for your dinner, it's actually going to help you be present in the moment with the family. And you're not going to be thinking about, oh, I have to count out. Remember Weight Watchers? What diet was it that you had to weigh your food? Like, who does that?
I know.
You could walk out of we were in the restaurant, you take out your little scale and you put your food on there. Oh, okay, I can only have 2 morsels. No, we're not going to be calculating things like that. But, be present, know what you're going to eat it, enjoy it, be in the moment. And I guarantee you're going to feel so much better next.
Well, let's make this practical, right?
Okay, so let's give our ladies some tips.
Yeah, let's do like I want you to give us what does a shame-free nutrition look like Monday through Friday?
Okay. What I would say is to add something that nourishes you and don't obsess over it. And what does that mean? Meaning, do you want to have one latte? Maybe one latte nourishes you. Maybe that idea of a latte, that warmth, that frothiness just really makes you feel good. And again, we said it's not about shame. So what I like to do is I like to drink water first thing in the morning. So I'll have water, then I'll have a cup of coffee, then water, then a cup of coffee, because coffee tends to dehydrate you. And when you're dehydrated, your brain doesn't work well.
Hmm.
The other thing that like we spoke about was to add protein to each meal. You want to have protein and a good healthy fat. For me, a healthy fat is an avocado. It's also like olive oil, drizzling olive oil over my food. And then also adding a little bit of carb. And what do I mean by a carb? Like a half a sweet potato, something that's going to help you feel good. And also then, pay attention to your sleep and to your stress. Like try to get to bed at a good time. Like I know I'm giving people so many different things, but it's a cycle and we want to catch this cycle before it gets out of control. So, and then like you said, when we start doing that emotional eating, stop yourself and say, okay, why am I eating this?
I mean, kind of like me, yes. Like, don't eat that damn cookies. Stop with
Right.
eating them.
Like Wednesday night, I came upstairs from working and I was so stressed out. Like I said, I went right into the container with the crumble cookies and I just ate it. And then afterwards I said to myself, I said, why did you eat that just now? And then I felt like shit afterwards. I was like, bleh. Like I didn't feel good. My stomach hurt. I couldn't eat dinner and it just ruined the whole night because I stress ate. It's not like, oh, I'm going to intentionally have a piece of cookie, right? And
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy it. And instead of shoving the food into our mouths, I feel like that's the part that's not good is when we're just eating mindlessly.
Yeah. So, and I think it's all about reframing your minds, right? Your
Hmm.
body isn't the problem. Your
No,
body's beautiful. Like, if anything, we're teaching these women out here, or men, whoever's listening to us, like, it's reframing the way we think, reframing the way we are in the middle of our lives at this point in our lives. Like, it's okay, right? Like, we need to give ourselves these tools but not shame ourselves, give ourselves nutritional tips but not punish ourselves. And I constantly do that at this point in my life. And I think that's where it's time to reframe the way we think.
absolutely. And then one last point, one last thing that you can start using. I would start using AI. Say to AI, hey, I am a woman in my 50s and I need X amount of grams of protein with every meal and just have it come up for a meal prep for you, a meal plan for you. And it'll tell you what to make every single day because I know we're kind of tired of making the same chicken, the same turkey, the same tacos every week. It's like, all right, I'm done with it. And so I would even use AI to help you just map out a couple of different recipes and just really help you to make that change and to make that shift into more nourishment instead of punishing yourself. Yeah.
I You're so good.
All right, my friends. So if you are ready to ditch the shame, and stop overeating every Monday. Welcome to food freedom.
Oh, I love that. And I'm going to teach myself that. So you're not broken. You do not need to be fixed.
Nope.
Just need support, compassion, and real conversations like this. And I know we talk about this all the time. We really hope that you lean into us. We really hope that you like and follow and share this with friends, because this is the part of your life where we are here to do this together.
Absolutely. And if you're done with the diet culture, join us here because we're doing something better.
Well, goodbye for now, my friends. More to come next week.
And we'll see you next week in the messy middle. Bye.
Sometimes the weight of expectations tries to box us into places we weren't meant to fit, and we have to fight back. We have to break that box. We have to get messy, and that's what this is. This is a messy middle, unfiltered. Messy middle, unfiltered. Let's begin.